All right, hey everyone, Jeff here at StopThePirates.blogspot.com. Please like, share, and subscribe. Bell button, all that stuff. Wow, the amount of censorship, you really can't say anything on YouTube anymore. In the land of the fee, home of the slave. Because we're free. And if you haven't noticed, you've just been taken over. Asset forfeiture seizure. Martial law. House arrest. They're coming for you. The eviction moratorium is set to end, I guess, in July. They'll probably extend it, but I think by that time, a lot of people haven't made like a lot of payments, a year maybe, and they're not going to have enough to catch back up, and it's going to be foreclosure time in the land of the fee, home of the slave, on the slave plantation. So, not legal or tax advice, but if you are involved in a foreclosure and you're thinking about filing for bankruptcy protection, which I would recommend that you do before you go into that route, and it's pretty easy, and it's going to buy you more time. And instead of trying to defeat the corporate bank and all the creditors in a state or federal court, where the cards are most certainly stacked against you, because the court system, the Inns of Court out of the inner city of London, runs the court. In the United States, corporation is bankrupt, and they're here administering for the bankrupt. And your parents donated you to the foreign corporation called the United States for certain benefits and privileges. And in return for that, they take out loans based on your birth certificate. The amount of money that you're going to earn over your lifetime and pay into the collection agency for the International Monetary Fund and the Federal Reserve banks, the banking system. And they take out loans from international bankers, and that's how the whole system works. Money isn't really printed out of thin air. I mean, you and I have to pay for it. I don't. But if you're still a taxpayer or U.S. citizen, you're going to need to be aware of that. And they're coming after you. And ultimately, when you eliminate the debtor, you eliminate the debt, and you can kind of see where that's going with everything that's happening right now. So you're worth more dead than alive. So if you plan to file a bankruptcy, and I would do it this way, to ensure that you come out on top, all bankruptcy forms are printable and can be obtained online. No, you don't need an attorney to do this. And they can be completed longhand with an ink pen. The forms to use are B1 through and including B8. You only need to prepare and file the first 5 or 6 pages to obtain a case number, and then you must sit through the credit counseling session, which can all be done in one day. When you are completely finished with preparing your petition, you should have filed about 58 to 60 pages in total, and the filing fee should be around $280, depending on where you're at. Here's a reason for using the bankruptcy courts. List all of your debts on one schedule, and when it comes to listing your assets, include your birth certificate and its QSIP number. There are ways you're going to have to do your own homework on this, and I have more information about this on StopThePirates.blogspot.com. The QSIP number could be, it's a 5 or 6 digit number on the top right-hand side of your birth certificate, depending on how old it is. And some of it will include a portion, or if not the whole, your tax identification number, which is your social security number without dashes. The value of the mutual fund investment for your birth certificate can also be found online using the QSIP number and the Fidelity Investments. You will discover that it's worth multi-millions, but you must have the QSIP number. It's very important on your asset schedule, or the birth certificate will be discharged as frivolous by the judge or the trustee. The bankruptcy judge will then appoint a lawyer trustee to dissolve the mutual fund investment, pay off the debts, and the balance must be paid to you. This procedure usually attracts the attention of the Department of Justice, because they don't want the lawyer trustee to screw it up and shortchange the Vatican and the Federal Reserve and in the corporate United States. And so they tend to warn or threaten the lawyer trustee to be very careful. Most of these mutual fund investments usually involve a group of between 10 and 25 birth certificates. And so only a fraction of that mutual fund belongs to you. The bankruptcy judge will not certify the final disposition until the lawyer trustee can prove his math in every aspect of his work, because the judge inherits responsibility for the trustee's errors if he has made any. After the first lawyer trustee resigns, you can probably cut a deal with the Department of Justice, or you can proceed on with the same bankruptcy proceedings and the newly appointed lawyer trustee. Yeah, so it's definitely a lot easier than just going to court with the bank and the mortgage whatever and the servicing company and a bunch of greedy creditors, knowing full well that the cards are stacked against you. And while you're in bankruptcy, you're protected. No one can proceed against you for any debts or foreclosure, as long as you have a bond or sufficient assets, and the birth certificate guarantees that aspect. And while in bankruptcy, you won't have to pay any of those past debts. Your debts will be eventually discharged, and the balance of the trust fund will go into your pocket. It's a win-win situation. And any way you shake it out, and the Vatican, the government, and the bank lose the trust fund assets they plan to steal from you all along. Down below, I'll give you a little more information on how to get a hold of that QSIP number. But this type of information interests you, and it will, moving forward in our current situation. Go to stopthepirates.blogspot.com. Thanks.